Another year passes and another new WWE 2K game has hit the shelves, this time WWE 2K19. But is WWE 2K19 pulling in a 5-star match rating, or is this one getting jobbed out in the first match? As we begin this review, I just want to say that I'm a lifelong wrestling fan, been watching weekly for over 25 years, and run the gamut from every company from WWE all the way down to the smallest indie. I've also been playing wrestling video games for even longer than I've been a fan of pro wrestling, getting my start with the original Pro Wrestling on the NES. Now, as far as WWE 2K19 is concerned, it's a nice little step up, but that's what it is, a small step up from 2K18. Don't get me wrong, there's still occasional glitches and other mishaps, AI doing very stupid things at stupid times, but also it felt like for the most part though, matches flowed a bit better. There was a little bit less of those stupid AI moments this time around. It could just be me, but AI versus AI matches or even me versus AI matches seem to flow a bit better than they have in the last few years. There's plenty of options once again to customize. You have an arcade or simulation feel that you can have. You can also turn on and off weight detection, so you can have cruiserweights being able to powerbomb giant wrestlers off the top of the Hell in a Cell if you want to do that. You can also tweak plenty of other things, create your own custom match types as back, as well as some new stuff like the Towers, which basically is like an arcade fighting game where you go in, you have a wrestler that's chosen for that tower, and you get to fight as them through a series of matchups that get increasingly more difficult, and you get rewarded with points that you can use to either spend on buying new characters, new arenas, and the like, or you can spend on upgrading your My Player character. Thankfully, upgrading your My Player character is a lot easier this time around. Pretty much everything you do in the game gives you some experience, so you can put towards that. There's a skill tree that you'll be able to level up, so it gives it more of an action adventure game experience as you're playing your character and going through the story. The thing is, this time around, instead of having a generic career mode, you actually have a story that you have to play through. The story revolves around you as a small-time indie worker getting your big break, but it doesn't quite go the way you expect. There's a lot of twists and turns on your way to eventually getting to the glory of WWE and a World Heavyweight Championship. While it's not the greatest career mode ever, it's a nice change of pace. There's some really bad lip syncing, and voice acting in general is just okay, but thankfully this at least is a bit different than what we've seen in the last few years, where honestly the career mode gets boring after just a little bit. One of the things I'm very happy that got returned to this year's game is the Showcase mode, this time featuring the career of Daniel Bryan. Being a big fan of his for a long time, his ROH days, and even back to the Memphis days, downloading episodes of Memphis TV off of Jerry the King Lawler's website, seeing him as the American Dragon. Daniel Bryan has one of the best stories in recent memory in all of wrestling to be told here through this Showcase mode. His in and out of the ring career has been quite a fascinating one with lots of twists and turns, and it's not over yet. I honestly wish they would have held off a little bit so we could have gotten the complete story whenever his career does end up winding down, but at least what is here is still nicely done. The thing is, the matches themselves leave a little bit to be desired. Of course, in previous Showcase modes, you have plenty of objectives that you complete, usually leading to a small cutscene that plays out that will mimic whatever happened in the real match that you're playing. The thing is, with these though, a lot of the objectives don't lead to those cutscenes and just feel like an unnecessary addition that just bogs the match down, making it a bit less fun to play. Universe mode makes a return, and while there's not a ton of major changes, there have been little tweaks to make it more customizable. You're able to tweak like the types of matches, how often they end up occurring in universe mode, edit things like managers and actually have them be a part of that wrestler when you assign them, unlike in previous years where it would just kind of get lost in the mix. You also have stuff, of course, like your created championships, and now you're even able to create your own money in the bank, so you can make whatever color you want, add whatever logo you want for it, and then, of course, have people compete for that. When it comes to Create a Wrestler, there isn't a ton of major changes this year, but one that is really cool is the randomizer. Now you can press in the right stick and get a randomly generated wrestler. You can also do this for individual body parts like shirts or pants, so if you're not quite sure what to dress your wrestler in, you can just change up their outfit until you find something that you like. One thing I hate though with the entire UI is this white background. It's kind of blinding, hard to see on big screen TVs, and there's a faint red line that's the selection box in Create a Wrestler. On big TVs, that white light, that red line ends up being so faint it's really hard to see. I doubt we'll see a patch that can really change the background color, but hopefully they can patch it so that red line is a bit easier to see. Of course, online also makes a return. I played a handful of matches. I didn't really run into too many issues. It was pretty much your standard WWE 2K online experience. From the technical side of things, the game didn't crash on me, but I ran into some minor glitches and bugs here and there. Some things would get changed up as far as names, AI problems, things glitching through one another or glitching through objects when they shouldn't have. Pretty typical glitches for a 2K release. WWE 2K19 is available now on the PS4, Xbox One, and PC for $59.99, and it does have a Platinum Trophy on the PS4. Overall, 2K19 is a nice step in the right direction for the series, but it's a small step, and not one that I can say right now that you should go out and immediately buy this game, especially if you bought last year's iteration. So while it had a few new additions and changes that I really liked and actually wasn't expecting, it's still not a masterpiece in wrestling games. With everything said, I'm going to be giving 2K19 an 8 out of 10. That's going to wrap up this review though. I'd like to thank you for watching, and of course, I hope you enjoy.